I've approached into my journey now. It's been only 3 weeks, but I feel I've got under the skin of the Japanese, thick skin at that. There's still a lot I don't understand, but my cultural awareness has certainly grown. I just wanted to note that I've had many videos to upload, but it's been difficult at times to convert them all for the internet, what with always being on the move. But I will be editing together a free complete documentary, which I'll post on my blog for anyone interested. That will take a little time, but if you stay with my RSS, you'll hear about it first. So what justifies the claim that I've got under the skin of the Japanese? Well, to start, I think the diets and dishes of the country can be very revealing. Japan gives special attention to seafood. They have the biggest fish market in the world with Tsukiji Fish Market, which justifies their love for it. And rice is a staple diet, and something that continues to be cultivated. I've been eating a lot of all of that while I've been here. Among other things, I've had a traditional Japanese breakfast with all the ingredients the Japanese people have been waking up to for hundreds of years. I've tried okonomiyaki, a savoury pancake made with noodles, which is a delicacy in Hiroshima. And I've even been sampling Japanese food on a tight budget. Obento, for instance, a ready-made lunchbox of Japanese food. So it hasn't only been McDonald's. And of course, the age-old sushi, which I tried at Sushi Dai, Tsukiji Fish Market, which was gorgeous. I have to say that Japanese portions are really small compared to the West, but perhaps that's a good thing. With much of the world fighting obesity, Japan still reigns with the top few countries that keep weight under control. So I took a dip in Japanese culture while in Hiroshima. I went to a public bath. Bathing with other men in the nude carries no connotations in Japan, which it shouldn't really. But that led me to compare it to the West. I think many men are uncomfortable with their sexuality. It's an interesting idea, I think. So what else have I learned? Well, I can report that the Gaijin treatment is alive and well, albeit passively, typical for Japan. I've had a culture shock, that much is true. Akin to the Japanese, it's also been very passive. But mentally I've just been awestruck by the manners and behaviours of the Japanese, from train stewards bowing each and every time they leave a train car, to a Japanese passenger sitting opposite me on the overnight train, making the most of his every right to sit as far away from me as possible. All the way to busy Japanese people dropping everything just to come and help me. A man driving me for 10 minutes to a 7-Eleven, for instance. I'm not talking about shop assistants whose duty is to help you. I'm talking about people dropping everything with their own time. I'd struggle to get these services from an employee in England, I'm sure. I will note one annoyance though, which ironically is probably Japan's greatest strength. Respect for others. I never once felt like I was being spoken down to, but where this conditioning can lose balance is when you're being greeted or thanked. For example, let's say people are exiting a bus. The driver will say thank you to each and every customer that passes him, and if that's 20 people, he will repeat it 20 times, down to his every change in pitch of voice. This is automation at its finest, and customer service gone blatantly hollow. So, to cap it off, I've been reading a travel book while I've been backpacking through Japan. It's called Hokkaido Highway Blues. It's about the author's experiences when he hitchhikes through Japan. In it, he poses a question. Are the Japanese arrogant or insecure? Well, from my experience throughout the past 3 weeks, I would quite confidently say both.